13 proper men's corners here, very similar to Spa, as we say, and we've got a similar looking grid. I was going to say different grid. We saw yesterday a very different result in the racing, but once again we're looking at a grid that looks a bit more like it did at the start of the year, with one of those blue Ford GT all away. That'll be fine.
Yes, my guess is it might have been a bit of a late arrival and not able to manoeuvre into its proper. Although, having said that, there's a sizable gap behind it. Now, because there's a car missing.
Something strange is going on.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you why that is. It's because we're missing the number 3 Ferrari of Nicky Cadet.
Oh, are we ever?
For those who weren't, well, yes, actually, most of the car is missing, isn't it, or half of the car. For those who weren't with us yesterday,
it's a very good start from Thomas Butch. He's got it under control. The radar gun's still watching his feet. Now he can go racing, and he can put the hammer down. And they are 6-7 wide. There's a wall of American muscle coming straight towards us with an Aston Martin or two in there. But Thomas Butch has got it.
Contact.
Oh dear, there's cars everywhere.
Yep, that's one of the Brixia cars being spun off into the gravel.
And that's the championship leader.
Track speed Porsche going in there as well. Can he regain the circuit? No, he can't.
There was a Ford GT there as well.
Yeah, oh, carnage.
I'm sure I saw the number 1 Corvette on the gravel there. We'll wait till they go past the timing beams at the end of the opening sector, but there were cars all over the place there.
So Julian Rodriguez as well. Sadly, one of the Jaguars getting caught up. They had trouble yesterday. Phil Quaife getting tapped into a spin.
Yizzy Schooler leads it. Look, the Corvette in the lead, and that is the number 1 Corvette is still there, I think, so it wasn't mired in. And
I think you're seeing the 2.
Yeah, no, behind it there's another Corvette as well, and unless it's the other MM Racing, and I don't think it is. Oh, it is, yes, it's red on it. Yeah. So we're still looking for our number 1 Corvette, and it's not on that's leaderboard there at all. Schooler from Thomas Butch, from Makavici, Sasha Burt, Johan Boris Shire for Morgan in 5th place, and Balbiani first of our Ferraris, number 5, and there he is in your picture now.
So we've lost from the sharp end of things the Ascari of Maxime Martin, we've lost James Ruffier, and we've also lost Marcello Zani, yesterday's winner. Sasha Burt certainly will want to, and he is again just looking up the inside, showing his headlights and nose, and in fact the side of the car to Fred Makavici, who can't hold off that attack, and through goes the Corvette to take up 2nd place, making it American muscle in 1 and 2.
Well, as we've said, this circuit rewards creative drivers. That's one of the reasons everybody likes it so much, and that downhill run into turn 1 gave Sasha Burt his chance. Through he goes. And now, what can Thomas Butch do about the Aston Martin in front of him? He's seen the Corvette go away. Pit stops, and we'll keep. Oh, that's all over the place. And that was the best place Ferrari up until that point, and now it isn't going to be, is it? Problems there on track, but a good recovery, and being eaten alive by a very smoky Porsche. Oh dear, that can't be right, can it? 3 cars if to come in without being penalised, unless they've got a problem, obviously.
And another car pulling into pit lane in the background there looked like a Ferrari, although I can't see it from the shot we have. I suppose that's why he's come in.
2.9 seconds last time there was a clock on it for Thomas Butch and Sasha Burt.
Much of that car in the mirrors, and look how much Butch has closed up again. His very, very best of all first sector, and that's the result. He's towing right up onto the back of Sasha Burt, and this is something, frankly, I wouldn't have expected. No,
I must say, Ian Khan was very complimentary about Thomas's driving. He said that he is the reason that car's as quick as it is in the first part of this race, and quite honestly, that is an astonishing job given the handicaps that have been landed on the car yesterday, and given the speed of Sasha Burt, which we've seen amply demonstrated yesterday and in previous rounds. And they are coming up on the back end of one of the Esberg Lamborghinis at the back end of the field there. Will the traffic help Sasha Burt? Will the traffic help Thomas Butch to pass him? It often plays a part, but this circuit is wide enough for the number 15 car to get out of the way, I think.
Yes, and that is the Dennis Rotera car that we saw coming into the pits early. So whatever investigations were done have been completed, and the car's been sent on its way. But now he's got to keep an eye out in the mirrors, and these Lamborghinis aren't always the best at noticing that there are faster cars behind.
And as we saw yesterday, when they see a race, they do like to join in, don't they?
And Thomas Butch is certainly joining in. He's got that gap way down now. It's just almost a full second taken out just in the last lap. So
not want to give it away in the pit stop, but you do not want to have to come back and do it all again. It's better to err on the side of caution, I would have thought.
Yes, and that looks to be the difference between the two, because Alois Meyer is only just getting into the car, as we've seen Ian Khan pretty well strapped in already and waiting, with tyre pressures being checked and maybe even adjusted, because that's one of the few things you can do mid-race. The car is complete, it's ready, and it's rolling. Now we just need to hope on their behalf that they've got their stopwatch synchronised with that of the organisers.
You know that I have trouble with sums, and this one always bothers me, because the potential to get this horrifically wrong is absolutely enormous. But out goes Ian Khan, and in less than 2 minutes' time we'll know whether he got it right. Alois Meyer right behind him, and that's pretty much, I would suggest, the way they came in. So they have probably done that absolutely spot on, perfect, the pair of them. But a couple of people haven't, have they?
Yeah, no, unfortunately it's now both track speed cars who are being penalised.
Sounds like they had the wrong computation in the calculator there, wasn't it?
Yes, they may just have may have underestimated or overestimated the time spent getting in.
Over and race control have all gone back with their stopwatches. That nobody is complaining about either of our leaders. So Ian Khan and Alois Meyer both came out pretty much identically time. They were the same distance coming out as they were going in, so I think they both put their sums absolutely spot on. Yeah. There will be no penalty to affect this race, which is a good thing.
Yeah, both of the cars behind Alois Meyer in second place last time through, and again this lap, have done better lap times than the second place man. So this Corvette may be coming under threat of its own shortly. Martin Matzke 3.5 seconds adrift at the moment, and just a further half second behind Jean-Claude Lanier. The man who's really on the move goes Thomas Zachary, who's brought the number 8 Hexus Aston Martin up into 5th place now. Still 10 seconds adrift of Jean-Claude Lanier, but if he carries on at the pace he's doing, even with only 13.5 minutes remaining, he could be knocking on the bottom step of the podium.
Well, we are 21 laps into it, and we are just over the calm, with Ruffier and Payrolls parked on turn 1 on lap 1. This is going to bring their championship hopes right back into a very sharp focus as we start thinking about heading off to rounds 9 and 10, which will be in Nagaro at the beginning of October, yes.
Yep, and you know that the Matic 14 would not have wished to see their championship rivals parked up like that. However, it's not a bad result for them at the end of the day.
No, well, they've had their share of bad luck. I mean, they had a very dominant start to the season. They've had some bad luck for all of their cars, as well as some good luck. And that's the run of the season. That's what makes championships so interesting.
Absolutely. Martin Matzke has halved the gap between himself and Alois Meyer in the last lap. That's now down to just 2 seconds. A further 2 seconds back to Jean-Claude Lanier, who's now got Tom Zachary just 7 seconds behind him. Remember, last time we spoke just 1 lap ago, dear listener, that was 10 seconds. So plaudits of his team, and they will be delighted with that, because that was a brilliant drive back up. Third place does go to Alois Meyer, who clearly got the hurry up, and Jean-Claude Lanier finishes nearly 3 seconds back of him.
Well, that was a good job by Ian Khan.
All of the main contenders then will have to go to post-race scrutineering to make sure nobody's fallen foul country.
Yes, and they don't have a indigenous motor industry of their own. No. And we very rarely hear the Swiss national anthem, to be quite honest, outside this championship at the moment. I thought they were playing Happy Birthday, to be quite honest. There you are. Champagne time all around here. As we were saying earlier on, our next outing for GT3 is